Uh, Testing one, two, three. We'll give it a few more minutes to get late signing in going on. The market went up. To talk a little bit administrative, but the market went up and made a new high over Friday's high, and stocks do have a bid. If you look at some of the stocks right here, they do have a bid, and I think it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But the question I would have is we went to 62.39 on Friday, and I think that it went up tonight to, let me give you the high so far. Find it here. Evening high tonight, 45. So it went right to 45, which is an interesting number, right? How 45 always comes up. Pretty good stuff there. As far as what's going on in Washington right now, I guess the Senate passed a procedural vote and really are on schedule to move that bill along. So far, it looks like it's going to happen, I think, this week. That's the way it looks to me. Unless somebody else here knows more than I know. That's what I read. Again, I think 3 weeks after the actual passage is where the real rally's going to be. There'll be some ups and downs and stuff like that after a bounce. The key thing I'd focus on is some of the trade deals. You can see an Indian trade deal that would boost the market. I think if you see India make a trade deal, and I think that the way it's being played out, China is sort of piecemeal until we get all the rest in place. That's the way it sort of feels like to me. Market is closed at a record high on Friday, has a tendency to do that. When it was selling off, I told people, I said, I think it's going to bounce back. And boy, did it. Bounced back pretty good, didn't it? So, any questions before I get going? We'll be releasing our weekly newsletter tomorrow. If you're a member of that, you'll get it. It's $9.99, but it's going to be good because it's going to be for the first week of July with a holiday on Friday. And so that's interesting because I think it puts really some key stocks that I have. Over the weekend, I released 3 stocks that I know are going to be in play, and we'll have to look at them. Did everybody get those in TNT? The stocks I released on, I think it was Saturday morning or something. I said I'm going to go and post these here. Did y'all get those 3? Okay. I'm going to build a list of 25 stocks by the time we get to Monday. There's a newsletter. If you haven't joined, it's $8.99, I think, or $9.99 for a year. So take us up on that one. And hope everybody had a great weekend. And, as we move into this week, we've got a lot of good things happening, I think. A lot of good things happening. Hey, just for the fun of it, tell me where you're signing in from and the weather in your location. I want to get a feel for the weather around the country. 80, okay. 96. Yeah, some pretty high temperatures, huh? California 90, right? Los Angeles 100. Saw Charlotte go by, it's 81. A lot of thunderstorms up on the East Coast, I guess. Oklahoma City, sunny and 91. Hey, Barbara. Hey, Junior. Great trading last week, Junior. My hat's off to you. I saw your post. Way to go. Hey, Marge. Wisconsin, about 80. Okay. Junior said he had his best week ever. Jonathan, if you see something like that, you ought to share it with everybody else. That's really encouraging to me when I see it. All right, let's get into it. Folks, join my Telegram channel, join my YouTube channel. And Jonathan, are we taping this on YouTube where I'll have it?
Yes, we are.
Perfect. A risk involved in trading, and folks, past performance is not indicative of future results. For those that are new tonight, former Air Force officer, active trader, former member of Chicago Mercantile Exchange. If you're in my Futures First group, I would look very hard at that video on how to trade the micro E-mini tonight. I think it's setting up. Might take a look at it at 9 o'clock. Former member of the Merc, like I said, 3 books, Winning the Day Trading Game, Markets Never Sleep, and Trade to Win. In my opinion, it's hard to argue with the trend, isn't it? It's going higher, higher, and higher. And you know, the numbers up there are pretty good. At the end of the presentation during our break, when I finish, I'll give you some key numbers for the week. Key numbers for the week. Numbers I'll be using, okay? That's at the end of the presentation, I'll do that. And just as a side note, I'm long NVIDIA tonight. I bought some more. And I got a new stock I bought called ARM, just probing those 2 stocks. You know, stocks start trading at 8. Are y'all aware of that? Stocks start trading at 8. All right, here's my schedule tomorrow. Notice I broke up train and trade. I did that for a reason. We'll do a couple hours at 11 o'clock to 1, and then I'll come back at 3:30 to 4. The reason I'm going to do that is because it's the last hour of the month leading into the first hour of next month, and I thought I would give people a chance to look at that. Then at 7 p.m. Tomorrow night, we'll have our standard Futures First education. Tuesday, we have our Connect the Dots. Wednesday, we have 3 p.m. wrap up. Now, Wednesday, I want to keep in mind that that Wednesday will be the end of the 3-day algo. That's why I'm having that meeting. Give you my numbers the way I'm looking at it as we finish the first 3 days of July. Give you a head start there. 8 p.m. Wednesday night. Thursday morning, we got the Academy. And then Friday, I have my special I think it's the 22nd year of my July 4th webinar, which is usually a pretty big webinar. So try to be there, 10 a.m. on Friday. Seven Sisters update. Everything looks great. 4% up. I got a number. I want you to listen to tonight's presentation. How many of you think you might make money in the second half of the year if we do have the best second half in the last 25 years? Okay. Let me give you the percent it has to go. The second half of the year, you have to rise 17% on the indexes. And if you want to, you could do a calculation, see where that would put the S&P. That's, if we break the record, it has to go 17%. 17%. Jonathan, why don't you calculate that out and post it in there for everybody to know what the target would be? If I'm right, after 3 weeks in this bill, we start bringing T-Buzz the chimpanzee out, you know that it's going to run. 17%. That is the number that would set a record for the second half of the year. That's pretty bullish. Jonathan says the number would be 7280. Now, bear in mind, I haven't heard anybody on Wall Street even talking about those kind of numbers. Okay? I want you to have what my research showed this weekend. News of the week. What do we got this week? We got PMI on Monday, 9:45. We got Powell speaking. Manufacturing, Jotes. Non-farm payroll on July the 2nd. Hourly earnings. And the unemployment number out on Friday. Boy, we got a packed week, don't we? Lynn, from now, 17% up from here. To make it official, if you see me bring out T-Buzz the chimpanzee, that's the number I'm shooting for. Probabilities this week are good. Monday, look at Tuesday probabilities. Woo! That's pretty strong, isn't it? That's up there around the, about as high as they get, 85%. Thursday looks good. Friday's July the 4th. All right, here's my 10 tickers for the week. The way this plays out. Is I will, if I find an option play, I will post it in TNT. Notice I've got a couple new ones on there this week. ARM, ARM. Never traded ARM before, but I got ARM on there this week. Cisco, Oracle, Amazon. I've had Amazon on there before, but got it back. Notice I've got NVIDIA. NVIDIA, I told you, when it broke 145, it was running. You're starting to see it run. 160.55. AMD, 148.55. TQQ, 84.11. QQQ, 550.55. Pretty cool, isn't it? SPY, 618.55. 618.55. And of course, XSP, 620.55. Those are my numbers for the week. I will do options if they set up, and I will post it in TNT. TNT is my talking trade, $200 a month. If you're not a member of that, Jonathan will post a link in there how to join. It's going to be a hot week. Pretty good stuff right here. I did a lot of work to narrow it down to those 10. A lot of candidates out there. All right, let's review. Just, I'm talking a big game here. How good am I? Let's see. In May, I had 41 winners, 3 losers. That's pretty strong, 93%. I might sign up for somebody that did 93%. How about June? Oh, look at June. It keeps growing. 27 winners. Zilch on losing for June. 100% accuracy rate. I've never had a 100% accuracy rate in a month. What am I doing different? Here's what I'm doing. I'm following the method. I'm being very disciplined, and I'm waiting for the setups. Heck, Weekend Side Hustle now has 19 in a row, just to name that one. Sawgrass was perfect. Who was at Sawgrass? So if you get a trade, odds are in your favor. There it is right there, the Sawgrass Workshop. Knocked it out of the park there. Man, and hey, it's filled up. I think there's 1 or 2 slots minimum that are open for next year. Pretty good stuff. Here's some highlighted trades we did this week: Cisco, QQQ, XSP, and NVIDIA. Roger says, you got MTI and Roadmap, TNT, and listen, odds are in your favor. 5 things to watch this week. PPI. Everybody be looking at these figures. Lower jobs forecast to stifle Fed rate cut, a rise in unemployment. Soccer games will boost the sentiment in that regard. The numbers are changing for July, folks. The numbers are changing. Manufacturing, ISM on Tuesday. Big number there, PMI. ADP, private employment estimate, Wednesday. Post to 8:15, right after the sunshine signal. AD report. Tone sharpened employment insights to Thursday's release. These are important reports. Fed commentary. Keep your eye on Fed commentary. So far, you've had 3 of the Fed governors rebel against Powell. 3 so far. See if that increases this week. Watch your treasury yields. Watch the 2-year note and watch the 10-year note. Fiscal and trade policy risk. The July 4th deadline looks like it's on track. We'll see if that happens. If it doesn't, you'll see a backing down. The 90-day tariff pause on EU ends in early July. Trump's already said how he's going to handle that, so look for the big ones to come across with announcements. The rest of them will get a letter. In-person classes I've got scheduled. We kick it off in July 14th and 15th. I have a one-on-one prior to that and a one-on-one after that. So I'm pretty busy those 6 days in July. August, I have a futures class, 4 seats left. I've got 2 one-on-ones in the month of August. September 22nd, 23rd, futures class, 6 seats left. October 6th and 7th, futures class, 3 seats left. And October, got 3 seats left in October. If you can make 1, you might make 2 this year, okay? In Sawgrass, it says we got 3. I think we're down to 1 there for Sawgrass. Already booked for next year. Here's the one-on-ones. This is July 10th and 11th, July 6th and 17th, 18th and 19th. I'm missing, no, Deb and them's coming in November, okay? October 8th and 9th, Rob. October 20th, Joe. And November 6th and 7th. Pretty busy with my one-on-one schedule right there. David said it best. When it comes to futures, I might be your guy if you want to learn. He was skeptical when he first heard that, but after taking it, he's labeled me one of number 1. I like that. Best of the best. Train and trade Monday. This Monday will be 11 to 1. That time is 11 to 1 with a part 2, 3:30 to 4 this Monday. I changed that because I told you it's last day of the month, and I want to give you what I'm seeing going into next month. So be sure to change that slide if you can, Jonathan. 11 to 1 or 11 to 1, and then I'll come back. Part 2 will be at 3:30. We'll do some deep dives into the roadmap and MTI. We'll cover options made simple in the first 30 minutes of tomorrow. People wanted more option education, so I said we'll do it in train and trade. That will be tomorrow. Seven Sisters and 24-hour market. I will also highlight, how many people have heard me talk about our world famous, I think, horse race trade? Anybody ever heard me talk about that? The horse race trade? Tell me if you've heard that one. We'll cover it in Train and Trade tomorrow. It's very important at the first of the month to know how to do that with the roadmap. Genesis hour, proving my point. This is the most important hour in the middle of the day. You got to know it. We got it computerized. We're knocking it dead there. Identifying trend. Train and Trade, there it is. 11 to 1, and part 2 will be 3:30 to 4. And Jonathan, will they just stay in the same room the whole time? He said yes. Or he typed yes in the room. All right, this is something that you asked, and I did it. I mentioned it Friday afternoon. We got a few slots left. This is our Future First Advanced Education. I'm taking it to a higher level. I wanted to give you something that you can use to analyze, interpret, and execute 5 days a week. Everybody understand what I'm talking about? This is advanced futures, where you can do it 5 days a week. There's rules and regs involved. I'll be very specific to comply. All this will be oriented toward giving you the education that I believe after 40 years of experience that you need, and you can always get more. But this is something to help give you that edge. I'll have 5 master classes during the month of July. One in particular will be on getting numbers that I'm going to give you tonight, the numbers I have. You'll know how to do it. And then letting the technology we've created do the work for you with the setups. I'll show you how to target 3 special times each day and a total plan for July to take advantage of news. The art of money management. We'll start off how I will share with you how I manage money dedicated for futures. You can use my model. I think it works. Again, those numbers are very important each day, how to build your checklist for those in the markets you want. Letting technology do the work. That's where we use the roadmap and MTI showing you what it's saying to you, how to read it, how to use it at the key times each day. And the best futures trades that are set up just really about 3 a day. They're sort of laid back trades. If you know and have a checklist, you can do it. And then finally, at the end of the class, I'll have a cheat sheet that we build for all the strategies we talked about over the 24-hour market. That'll be worth a fortune. First class kicks off July 1st at 4 p.m. That's Tuesday at 4, Tuesday at 4. We have a second class at 1:30 on July the 3rd. July the 3rd, a second class. July the 10th, a class at 8:30 in the morning. July 24th, a class at 2 p.m. and July 31st at 4. Remember, these are dedicated to take what we teach and show you how to use that information in a regular live market. We'll teach you how to maximize your education daily, show the power of leverage. And also I'm going to talk, I think it's time in the Futures Advanced to talk about maybe some of the best platforms and the lowest cost of those platforms, meaning commissions to do these trades. Also, this is a biggie. I know a lot of people don't know you can do this, but you can trade futures inside an IRA. I will give you my strategy. How to trade futures inside an IRA. 5 setups that work around the clock. That'll be our goal. I've never offered this before. I may never offer again, but for the month of July, and the reason I decided to do it, I asked a question in my Future First people. They wanted it. I said, I'll do it. I looked at it. I thought about what could be better than kicking off the second half of the year with this kind of information to help. I can't think of anything else I could do that will be more advantageous for those. Heck, the cheat sheet you get at the end, if you can count to 5, you'll be able to execute. That's the beautiful thing about it. July 25th only. $497. We're only accepting a total of 100. I don't know how many's left. I know there's maybe 30, 40, something like that left from Friday. Get signed up. If you're a medallion, if you're a gold, I cut the price 50% off for this special class. Sign up at dtitrader.com/advance. Call 904-706-3532. Folks, it's going to be a great week, and we're going to do it together. I'll answer anybody's questions in the next 10 minutes and be glad to do it. After the 10 minutes, I'll give you the key numbers for the week for the E-mini, the NASDAQ, crude, gold, TQQ. Those indexes I'll give them to you. Right now, you got resistance on the E-mini at 47, so you got to get above that to really throw it in a strong buy overnight. Any questions? Hey, if you're already joined on Friday, type in that you're in, where I can count how many's already in that. And then if you join tonight, type in, I did tonight, in tonight, because I want to sort of keep up with that number. We're only going to take 100 in here. Laura joined Friday. Donna joined Friday. Frank joined Friday. Donna, Jane. Jim joined tonight. Robin, I think you'll love the checklist. You know, I always said if somebody could build a trading checklist that was less than 7, they'd have a gold mine. You know why I said less than 7? Remember phone numbers? Back when we used to remember phone numbers, it was like 232-1555, 7 numbers. So everybody could remember 7 numbers. So I got 5 steps for my cheat sheet. Joe, we'll reserve you a spot. Jeffrey, are you here? Kelly here? Write down Joe's number, Jonathan, make sure, I know if they're here, they'll get it, okay? Yeah, Jim, about an hour each or longer if I need to. They'll be all taped for your review. Here's the way it's going to work when you complete this. You'll have this checklist, right? You'll look at your watch and you'll say, hey, it's 10 o'clock Eastern time. We'll put your number and phone number in there to reserve your spot. Robin, put your, if you want Jeffrey Ondraka to reserve your spot, put your name and phone number, or Kelly, where Jonathan can keep up with it, okay? Because we're counting it down. Hey, Shova. Anyway, so it's 10 o'clock. Follow that, 10 o'clock. Then you go down to my checklist. It says at 10 o'clock, do this following 5 steps. Oh, okay. It fits. You match. It's like playing bingo. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Anybody here ever played bingo? Feels good to get those 5 numbers correct, doesn't it? Down that line. Shova says if it's half as good a trader as I am, be real happy. Oh, this is going to be good. Thank you, Shova. Now, the numbers I give you, you can use all week, okay? The numbers I give you can use all week when this clock's up. NVIDIA's at 58.76. That's pretty good. No problem, Ryan. We'll make it happen. Hey, Caroline. Thank you, Kenya. Hey, Sylvia. I think if you get a pullback, Ryan, it'll come from 52. Right now, we're 62.40. All right, so far tonight, I bought NVIDIA on the 8 o'clock chip. I'm up $1.50 on NVIDIA. I bought TQQ. I'm up about 20 cents on TQQ. And I bought ARM. I'm up about 30 cents. Those are three things I bought tonight. Did everybody copy that? You know, you can buy stocks at 8 o'clock. That's a new day. 8 o'clock's a new day. Hey, Jonathan, do me a favor and write down the price of these stocks at this time of night where I can look at it tomorrow. The ones, like, the QQQ, the SPY, XSP, NVIDIA, and ARM, and TQQ. Write those down and we'll look at it tomorrow. I think I'm going to have to get the roadmap program to start capturing that. If I do options tonight, William, it has to be on the future side. No, Robin. Yeah, Rob, just wait for Jeffrey to call. Sylvia, I'm using Thinkorswim under Schwab. William, the only stock option I know that trades at night is XSP, and it trades that way on Interactive Brokers. That's the only one I know of. I hope they do stock options at night. Yeah, I don't see it on the time and force. Robin, I think Tasty Trade's the easiest one to learn to trade futures on. Tasty Trade. All right, here's the key numbers for the week. E-mini, right down at open at 62.23, and that's the opening for the next 24 hours. I'm gonna go from the top to the down, 62.85, 62.79, 62.71, 62.47. We're 62.41 right now. Needs to go 62.47 above that. 62.39, 62.15, 61.95, 61.83, 61.67, 61.59, and 61.44. That's the numbers this week for the E-mini. That's your ladder for the E-mini futures for this week. All right, let me know when you're ready for the NASDAQ. Are y'all ready? I'm going to teach you how to do this in advanced futures. You ready for the NASDAQ? Here we go. NASDAQ, highest number. Well, let me give you the opening price. 22751 is open. 22751. Coming from the top down, 22951, 22871, 22825, 22725, 22625, 22600, 22500, 22487, and 22400. There's your numbers for the NASDAQ for the week. All right, you want crude oil numbers? Here's crude oil numbers from the highs. Open at 65.15, 67.43, 67.14, 66.09, 65.47, 64.85, 64.18, 63.90, 63.56, 63.23, and 62.71. That's the numbers for crude oil. Numbers for gold. Y'all ready? All right, here's gold. 33 or 32.84 opening, 33.41, 33.30, 33 or 32.98, 32.66, 32.50, 32.33. That's gold. All right, the last one is TQQ. I don't have the opening yet. Let me give you the opening for 8 o'clock, though. The opening for 8 o'clock on TQQ, 72.25. That's the opening, 8 o'clock. Okay, here's the numbers from the high to low. 84.89, 84.04, 83.57, 82.25, 81.17, 80.63, 80.10, 79.85, 78.78, 77.71, 76.88, and 73.18. Using those E-mini numbers, you can sort of have a feel for direction right now. The way you use that, you got E-mini at 60.41, you need to get above 47. Those are my numbers from the weekend research. I hope that helps you. Thanks everybody for joining the Advanced Futures. Any last minute questions for me? It's good stuff, isn't it? You got it, Shoba. Y'all have a good night. If you're into Futures First Education, I would wait to get above 42, 47 before I took a trade. And if you did take a trade, I'd put the stop below one of those key numbers. Probably 62.71 would be a good place. That's 62.71. I said that wrong. 61.83 would be a good place. Okay. All right. Have a good night. Jonathan, thanks for helping. See everybody on the flip side. See everybody at 11 for train and trade. Be sure to watch the sunrise signal in the morning at 8:10 and TNT. Time to be aggressive. Yeah, Robin, look through there. There's platform lessons on inside there in Futures First. Absolutely.